Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to this online session about studying at Tilburg University, specifically in economics and management, a master. Please, first of all, turn off your camera and mute your microphone. Now I will introduce myself. My name is Janneke Jansen. I work for the Marketing Communication Department at the university. And with me today is a student of the finance program, Sophia. She will join in a bit later to share her experiences about her studies at Tilburg. So what we'll be talking about today is, first of all, why would you study in the Netherlands? Then a bit more about the university in Tilburg, the different programs that we offer on master's level at the Faculty of Economics and Management. Later on, a bit more admission and application. Then, of course, important career perspectives. What can you do after your master program? And then we'll move on with Sophia, who will share her experiences. And at the end, there'll be a Q&A. I did already receive some questions through the question form. So I'll answer those, but feel free to also post your questions in the chat. I will answer those at the end of the presentation. So first of all, why would you go study in the Netherlands? So the Netherlands offers a very large offer in English taught programs. I think now, together on bachelor and master's level, there's about 330 programs completely in English available. We're also the first country, besides UK, of course, in Europe, to offer English taught programs. Next to that, most of the Dutch people, they do speak English. I think it's about 90%. So that means you'll have no trouble getting around in the Netherlands without speaking any Dutch. Of course, you will have the opportunity to learn some Dutch. At the university, we offer language courses that you get for free. But still, if you don't feel like learning any Dutch, you'll be completely fine with English. Next to that, the Netherlands is a very open-minded and also multicultural society. So that means you'll feel very welcome in the Netherlands because there's many people from all over the world living here. Next to that, the education level in the Netherlands is very high. All the 13 research universities that we have, they're all in the top 200 of the world, according to Times Higher Education. So that means all of these universities are in the top 1% worldwide. A very good thing about this is that we have good rankings, but also the tuition fees are relatively low in the Netherlands. So that makes it a really good deal to study in the Netherlands. Next to that, there's a lot of opportunities to also stay in the Netherlands, also after your graduation. For example, international graduates from a non-EU country can also stay for 1 extra year to work and perhaps even longer. And also if you think of what companies are from the Netherlands, for example, Shell, Philips, Unilever, these of course also all need international graduates to have a place to work. So a little bit about the higher education in the Netherlands. As I said already, the rankings and the quality of the education in the Netherlands is very high. Actually, the highest ranked country after the US and the UK. Next to that, what you'll find in the Netherlands is that we're a very international community and also have a very international classroom. So that doesn't mean only your fellow students will be from all over the world, but also staff members at the university. Even doesn't even have to be at the university. There's people from all over the world living in the Netherlands, and you'll definitely fit in. What might be a bit different from your home university or from your home country is that the teaching style is very interactive. So that means it's not only listening to a professor who's talking all the time, but also challenging what he says and interacting with your fellow student, discuss solutions. We really want you to become critical thinkers. And next to that is very personal. Actually, you can go to a professor after a class, ask some more questions, maybe even go see him in his office. It's all very easy to get in touch with these people. And next to that, we do expect a proactive attitude of you and also a very independent study attitude. Then a bit about Tilburg University. We were founded about 90 years ago in 1927 as a business school, but later we expanded on into more different faculties that you see below on the presentation. We now have different faculties, about 6. So they're all based on one campus. It's a great benefit because all very compact. It's all within walking distance of each other. Your classes will be on campus. Your professors will have their offices on campus. There's restaurants. There's so many things. There are few on campus, coffee rooms. It's one big hub, very vibrant. In total, just to give you an idea how big the university is, we have about 12,500 students. This includes, of course, also Dutch students, but as you see in the image, we do have about 1,500, I think by now, almost 2,000 international students, which actually come from 102 different countries in the world. So that means we have a very diverse group of students. So a bit about Tilburg University campus. I already told you a bit, of course. You see a little map in the picture. You see it's very green. It's actually located next to a forest, so it's really nice if you do want to go for a break from studying to have a walk in the forest. But actually coffee places all over the campus, and this is all not very far from each other. You also see the O building, that's a sports center. It's a 5-minute walk. The university has its own train station, so you can even come by train if you wouldn't live in Tilburg. Otherwise, you see some more impressions of the campus. So a bit more about the nationalities on campus. As I said, it's very international. Here's some more proof. As you see, not even more than 14% there is of one nationality, except for the Dutch, of course. So really, you'll be in classes with people from all over the world. So then about Tilburg, maybe some people haven't heard of Tilburg yet. However, as you see on the map, we're located in the southern part of the Netherlands. It's a city with about 200,000 people, but in total about 30,000 students live there. So over 1 out of 8 people in Tilburg is actually a student. So you can really imagine how much of the life in Tilburg is evolved around students and student life. Just to give you an idea of the distances in Holland, so Amsterdam is about 1 hour and 20 minutes away to the airport. To Antwerp is 1 hour. Actually, there's also an airport closer by. This is in Eindhoven. This is about 20 minutes by train. And we have a small video for you. I hope it starts. Oh, no, it doesn't. I think we might have to skip the video of the impression of Tilburg. So why would you go study at the School of Economics and Management? Some reasons why to study at Tilburg University and give an impression of what we have to offer. So first of all, the motto of the university, as I shall see over here, is understanding society. This means that we really take issues that are happening around us in society. We want to take them into the classroom. We want to take them in the classroom. We want to do research about them. And then later on, bring them back to society and make an impact on that. So really make a difference to the world. Next to that, of course, we offer top quality, especially also in the field of business and economics. As you see, we're recently ranked number 11 worldwide in business and economics, according to Times Higher Education. You see some more rankings up there in economics, business, marketing, econometrics. I explained also a bit already about the beautiful green campus. I think it's really a great benefit to have all the buildings, all the research, all the education in one place. And it's just a really fun place to be. You'll meet a lot of fellow students, professors. It's a really cozy community. Next to that, the classrooms are relatively small because we're also not a super big university, people from all over the world in it. And another great benefit, what I think personally, is you can have a very active student life in Tilburg. There's over 60 different student associations. This can be sports, cultural, music. There's all these different types of things. Also for each program, there's a student association that, for example, organizes trips to companies, these sorts of things. So it's really nice, also a social network for you. And later on in your career, it's really great to have such a network as well. So the master's programs in business and management, first business and management, later on I'll talk about the programs in economics and in econometrics. So you see the top programs, for example, accountancy. These top programs are all 1-year programs, from accountancy until like supply chain, 1-year programs to complete. And then the programs you see in the middle, these are actually dual degrees, which means You get multiple master's diplomas in 1.5 or in 2 years, depending on the masters. And these are both very related to information management. Then the research master in business is 2 years, and you can actually choose between all the different tracks you see over there. And it's good to mention that a 1-year master in the Netherlands is very common to get a professional career later, and a research master really prepares you for getting into a PhD. Also, if you complete the research master with success, there's a very good chance you'll be offered a PhD position at the university. Then a bit more about the programs in economics and econometrics. So you see the top 3 programs. For these programs, it's really important that you have a very strong quantitative background. So lots of mathematics, lots of statistics, for example. You'll need that a lot. Even people from applied mathematics, for example, apply for these programs and could sometimes do a pre-master to get some more business knowledge. Then we offer the program in economics, which has 6 different tracks, so you can really specialize in economics. We also require a very strong background in economics to enter this program. And even if you do not want to specialize yet, you can actually mix courses of the tracks that you like, so you can compose your own curriculum. Then a master of 1 year in international business tax economics, very unique in the Netherlands. You can imagine with these big companies like Starbucks, which is actually an American company, being in Amsterdam, for example, that they need people who have knowledge of multiple tax systems. Then again, a research master also in economics. This is also a 2-year program, which really prepares you well for a PhD position at the university. Then, very important, of course, the admissions requirements. So it's important to have a diploma in a relevant field. So, for example, for the programs in business and management, for example, say a Bachelor in Business Administration. For the economics programs, Bachelor in Economics, Business Economics sometimes. And next to that, we do need an English test if you're not a native speaker, for example, from UK. Sometimes you can also get exempted for this if you, for example, did a bachelor's completely in the UK. However, otherwise, we do need an IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge certificate, up to you which one. And these are really strict ones. If you do have lower scores on any of the parts, it won't be possible to get admitted, unfortunately. So, for example, for IELTS, you need a 6.0 on all parts and 6.5 overall. Some additional requirements might differ a bit per program. It's mostly for the research master's program that the requirements are all a bit higher. Also concerning the English language proficiency test, these are actually for the regular masters. Then next to the English test and academic background, we do need a GRE or a GMAT test. For programs in economics and econometrics, this is the GRE test. For the programs in business and management, the GMAT test. And we mentioned scores that are usually students could get in with. For example, 75% for GRE and 600 score of GMAT. For GMAT, it's important also that you score well on the quantitative part, preferably also above 75%. This is the most important aspect of the GMAT. There are some exemptions possible. However, this is only from students from partner universities. You'll find these on the website or email us if you cannot find it. But in general, everybody needs to take GMAT or GRE. And also, maybe good to mention concerning GPA. I get a lot of questions about this. We don't have a strict minimum GPA, but we take the whole application package into account. So your diploma, so your grades, your university, your English test, and the GMAT or GRE score, and all this together, we will base whether you can be admitted to any of the programs. Then also very important deadlines for the master programs. If you want to start in the end of August, beginning September, the deadline for non-EU students is the 1st of April. If you're from an EU country, the deadline is 1st of July. Also, we have for many masters, we have intakes in February as well, actually except for the research masters, for the masters in tax economics and in finance. These only start once a year. But all the other masters have 2 intake moments, so that means you can either start in September or in February. So if you do want to start in February, the deadline will be October 1st. Then a little bit about the application procedure. So first of all, you have to see what's all required of me to upload in my application package. This is, for example, your transcripts, copy of a passport, motivation letter, your GMAT results, English results, these types of things. And you have to upload them all in our online application system, which is called MySAS. You upload all the required documents and then you click submit. And after this moment, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks max to get a decision from the admissions board, sometimes even sooner. And it's good to know for you there's no application fee. It could be the case that if the admissions board reviews your package and they think you're lacking a bit in a few areas, but it still looks quite good, that they offer you a pre-master's program. This pre-master's program takes 6 months to complete, and it's 5 extra courses you have to take. If you pass all these 5 courses, you're directly admitted into the master's program. Luckily, the cost of this pre-master's program is not very high. It's about 900 euros for a pre-master's program. So in general, about costs, for EU students, about 2,006 euros per year. And generally, most masters are 1 year. For non-EU students, 14,500 a year. And there is a partial waiver available also for students of partner universities, which makes your tuition fee 11,000 euros. We do also offer quite a few scholarships. Actually, on our webpage, we list per country which are the scholarships available. So it's really nice to have a look over there and see which ones do apply to you, because it would be a bit much to explain them all over here. But also, if you do have any questions about them, please get in touch with us. And also, please take into account the different deadlines, because not all the programs are organized through Tilburg University, also through different institutions. So it's really good to keep in mind which deadline is when. Also, of course, important, the cost of living. In general, we say about 800 euros per month. Of course, it really depends on your lifestyle as well, but this is just a general average. And usually housing could cost around 300 to 400 euros per month, which is quite normal. And relative for the rest of the Netherlands, if you compare, housing is relatively inexpensive. So some services that we offer for international students. First of all, accommodation support. We do not offer housing for international students. We do offer support in finding accommodation, because of course it's very important. Something you also have to start already before you arrive in Tilburg. And so we will help you after you get admitted. We will help you with a list of suggestions where you can look for a room. But also, if you run into any trouble, if you need some help, then you can always contact our international office. They'll be happy to assist you. Maybe even like some translations for rooms. And next to that, if you're from a non-EU country, you do need a visa. And once you're admitted to the university, you'll be directly contacted by the immigration office, who will help you obtaining a visa to study in the Netherlands. Then next to that, we have the arrival days. So these are days that we recommend you to arrive. And on these days, we will pick you up from the train station in Tilburg. We'll bring you to the university, where you can get for example, a SIM card, a bicycle, a Dutch bank card. You can sign up for the introduction week, get to know the international students associations, all things to get started in Tilburg. And you get to know your first friends, of course. Now, usually after the arrival days, the week after, and that's the week before the first classes start, is the top week. This is the orientation week for students, where you get to to know the city, university, fellow students. You'll be in a group together with about 15 to 20 students. So you also make lots of friends in this week. I would definitely recommend to take part in this. And the week after your classes start. Then career service, and actually move on to that right away. So some really recent research amongst our graduates shows that at the School of Economics and Management, it takes about 2.4 months to get a job for our graduates. And actually 50% already has a job within 1 month after graduation. Some even have a job before graduation. This, of course, differs a bit per program and student. Another way to orientate on the job market is, for example, to do an internship. Actually, about 50% of our students do write write their thesis and do an internship together. This can, of course, be with a multinational or any other institution. It's also a very good way to get to know the Dutch job market. Next to that, many programs in their classes, they sometimes invite companies who come with actual cases that you have to solve with a group of students and present it again to the company. So it's also a very good way to get some practical knowledge in the problems that companies have, and also get in touch with these companies and see what you have to maybe to be recruited by them. The next up, we have a career service center. They offer workshops for career preparation, a CV check, and also they have a listing of all the internships and jobs available. So if you need any assistance in finding a job or an internship, they're very happy to help you with that. Then I told you already a bit about the third year visa for non-EU students. This means that students from outside European Union can stay for 1 more year to work in the Netherlands, relatively easy. So also a great benefit if you do plan on staying in the Netherlands. And one of my favorite career preparation events, like aspects, is the career events organized by student organizations. As you can see by the pictures, many big companies, they come to campus to recruit students. And actually you take part in, for example, workshops with the companies, you have lunch with the companies, you really get to know them. So I think this is a great opportunity for you to get in touch with them. It's all on top of the curriculum, but I would say definitely a great opportunity. Then we're on to Sophia, who will share her experience with us about her studies in Tilburg.
Hi, everybody. I am Sophia, and I come from Mexico, and I'm studying the Master in Finance right now. Well, first of all, I would like to tell you why I chose to study in Tilburg University. In the beginning, I already knew that I wanted to study the Master in Finance and that I wanted to do it in the Netherlands. So I made further research on that, and Tilburg University is one of the top universities around the world to do this program. But what really attracted my attention was their motto of understanding society, because for me it's really important to be capable to assess society problems through the finance perspective. And if when I'm in the working field, try to advise my colleagues, at least to not affect society with their professional decisions. So that for me is really important. About the arrival days that Janneke already told you about, for me it was really good because in the beginning, being an international student, you're like, what am I going to do when I arrive? How am I going to carry my luggage? I don't know where is the university. I don't know how to move around the city. So for me, it was really cool that when I arrived to the train station, there were people waiting for us. They were helping us with the luggage, taking us to the university. And in the university, for these days, they had prepared everything. I opened my bank account there. I bought my bicycle there. I enrolled for the sports center. And they gave me advice. Actually, they took us to our places in bands. So I felt really welcome. Then was Stop Week. As you can see, it was a full week of fun. It was really nice because I got to meet a lot of people. And during the day, we had activities like sports, or we went to a swimming pool. We had lunch together, and they had these activities to integrate very well with the other classmates, and I think it was a really good experience. Also because at the end of that week, I was able to move around the city. I already knew how to get to the most important places. I already knew where the fun places were. I knew how to get to my house. Actually, it was a really good experience. Yeah. And about the university, I really like this university because it has so many open areas. Not everything is in just one building. I have one class in one building, and then I go to another building to take another class, but I have to walk, and I get to see the birds, and I get to see the trees and the little lake. And for me, it's really good to have this landscape. Also, another important thing is they have coffee places and food everywhere. This is really important when you spend a lot of the time in the university. Having coffee close to you, it's really important when you're studying a lot. And they have different restaurants. There's a Starbucks inside the university. There's a lot of places to have meet up really like food at really affordable prices. And the library is a really cool place. I spend a lot of my time there. It has really modern equipment. They have like these silent places to study. They also have places to like work by teams. That's really cool. They have this place like to chill a little bit, to have a lunch or something. And they also, in all the buildings, they have computers, they have places to study. That's really important because if you don't want to study in the library, you can just go to another building and do it there. About the courses, for me, like my personal experience, I find the courses of my program really challenging. I have to prepare a lot, I have to read a lot, I have to study a lot. But now I feel that I've learned a lot. I feel capable of applying everything that I've learned, and I feel capable like to go to an interview and be able to answer the questions that the interviewer can ask me, and yeah, just to follow my career path. Like this is really important. About career opportunities, as Danica said, like they have so many recruitment events. They bring companies to the university, and but they also make this excursion. Like you can go to another to the companies, like to Amsterdam or to Rotterdam, and visit them and see how they work for a day. So that's really good to see the real world. And like career services, they already checked my CV once. They give you really good advice. I think this is a really useful tool from the university. Um, and my life as a student, um, I really like my life as a student here. I live 5 minutes away from the campus by bicycle, 15 minutes away from the city center, so it's really close. I go by bicycle everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. My day is like I spend a lot of time studying, um, and most of the day, but I have time to do it. I am also taking a Dutch language course, and I think this is important because they give you, when you enroll to this master, they give you the chance to take 2 language courses. And right now I'm taking the second level of Dutch. It's really demanding, but I also have time for doing that. Uh, and yeah, I also have fun. It's not everything just about studying. I go out with my friends, I have dinner with them, I can go and chill to the city center if one day I just want to go. And I also have time to go to the sports centers, which is a great place. They have really modern machines, they have a lot of rooms, they have so many activities. I recommend you to go to the website because they have so many sports and so many teams, and it's a really great thing in Tilburg University, the sports center. And I spent a lot of time there. And I also had time like to travel. I've been traveling a lot. Actually, my family came to visit me recently, and we were traveling. On holidays, it's really easy to move to other countries, but also in the weekend because the location of Tilburg is really good. It's really close to Belgium, it's close to Germany, and it's close to everything. Like on the weekend, you can just go to other Dutch cities, or you can go to another country. So that's really good about this place. And like as a summary, I'm really happy to have chosen Tilburg University as as a university to study the master.
Thank you. Let me see. Yeah, so if you want to get a bit more in-depth insight into the programs, admission requirements, you can either visit our website or to go to our online brochure, which you find some examples of here. So it's tilburguniversity.edu/mybrochure, and you can download your personalized information. Then we'll move on. Oh wait, wrong. To the Q&A. So I already said like you can ask some questions via the chat. I'll first answer these and then look into the chat which ones you're asking now. So I already received some of these with the registrations. So let's start. How to send letters of recommendation? Can they be sent via email? Yes, it is possible. For now, it's best to send them to info-thyssen@tilburguniversity.edu. Can someone with 80% results have a chance to study in Tilburg University? Well, as I said before, we do look at the overall application package, not just at GPA, not just at GMAT, so everything together. So yes. Is GMAT a must when I apply on business and management program? Yes, only if you're from a partner university, you might apply without the GMAT. So yes, we do really need it. Do you have a program that starts in January? Yes, we have multiple programs starting actually the end of January, beginning of February. Also, actually, pre-master's program start twice a year. I have an active account with World Education Services. Does Tilburg recognize WES? No, we only work with our online application system. You have to apply your application through this system, and later on we'll also ask you to register in StudyLink. This is a system for registration for the government, but this is after your application. Important. Is it possible for an international student to join the pre-master without any knowledge of the Dutch language? Yes. You'll find also on our website some information about pre-masters taught in Dutch. These are, of course, for Dutch students actually from University of Applied Sciences. However, the pre-masters for international students, they're really tailor-made. So we'll look might be missing. Well, if there's something missing in your background, we'll look specifically what that is, and you'll get specifically courses on that. So you'll be up to level to start the master. And it will be completely in English. And if you do speak Dutch, or maybe some Dutch courses might be possible. What's the possibility of master students to be enrolled in a PhD program? I think this was a question about the research masters. In general, if you're successfully in the research master programs, you will offer the PhD position. No guarantee, of course, but there's good chances. And actually, if you have specific questions about the research master's program, it's best actually to get in touch with Center. They're the research institute behind the PhD programs, research master programs, and you'll find their email address on the slide. When did your admission start in economics? Each year on October 1st, the application system opens for the next academic year. So now applications for next September and February is open. But from 1 October 2017, for example, the applications for September 2018 and February 2019 will open. So you have quite some time to apply, actually. And also good to know admission for the regular master programs. This is on a rolling base. So if you make an application, you need to get a response pretty quickly if you can be admitted into the program. And also actually questions that I do get, like if your chances differ if you apply early or late. This doesn't matter, like when you apply in the process. And a question about the amount of students from China in the finance program. This is quite a specific question. In general, I think it's good for here to answer more of the general questions, but I did do some little research. I saw now that in the finance program there are 6 students from China, so it's not a lot actually. However, there's a big network of Chinese students at Tilburg University. We also have our WeChat group, which you'll find later. So maybe not within the finance program, but there are some communities where you can definitely network well with Chinese students. And let me go to the questions that are asked in the chat. I recognize some. So first of all, I have a GMAT of 710, 91st percentile. Yes. Can I apply with it instead of GRE? So yes, indeed, we ask for GMAT for business, GRE for economics, econometrics. But in general, if you have a competitive score, you can apply with the other one as well. It's just a preference. So in general, I would say yes, you can apply with that for quantitative finance. Next question. I would like to know if it's possible to apply for more than just one master program at the same time. Okay, that's the first question. Yes, you can apply up to 3 programs at the same time in your online application. And for a master, is it sufficient to have a bachelor from a University of Applied Science from Germany? Yes, you can apply with a Bachelor of Applied Science from Germany. However, as this is similar to a Dutch University of Applied Science, which we require a pre-master for, it is already sure that you do have to take a pre-master's program. Although sometimes it might be possible actually to enter directly with a GMAT, but it's kind of like up to you. For Germans, this is a choice. You can actually email us your transcript and we can have a look and advise if you would have a chance for direct admission. But in general, it would be a pre-master. If I study international business, but in English, also the thesis, do I need English certificate or is a GMAT enough? Well, we never use GMAT for English proficiency. However, if the official language of your degree is English, you may apply without English test results. This doesn't guarantee you're exempted, but it's happened before that students do get exempted with a full degree in English. It also depends on the country that is in. We have more questions. Is the pre-master also just half a year if my master, finance, just starts once a year? Do I have half a year free then until I can start, or how does it work? So yes, indeed, finance master does start only once a year, only in September. But that means you can actually choose to either do the pre-master from September on, if you have to take pre-master, or in February. So yes, if you would start in September with the pre-master, you would have half a year in between. Or before, actually, if you say, I will start the pre-master late, I'll start in February. I see. Thank you, Sophia. Does the research master programs require a high GPA? I don't know about hard whether they do require a higher hard level of GPA, like for the general main master programs. There's no specific GPA. For the research master program, there is. It's also listed on the admission requirement on the website. I know it by heart, so I'm sorry, but I could look this up for you later. Also, you can always email the Center GS email that's listed there. They know exactly everything about the research masters. Question for Sophia. Does the finance master offer flexibility in choosing courses, or is it pretty fixed from the beginning?
In the beginning, you can choose a different track. They have a CFA track. They have a track also in pensions, and they also have like just master in finance. So in the first one, you get to choose some courses out of 4. Like even if you follow one track, you're free to choose some courses. But if you decide just to go only the master in finance, you're free to choose courses out of all the other tracks, and there's a lot of different courses, so there's a lot of flexibility depending on what you want to do and your career path.
Okay, thank you. Do you offer Dutch language courses at the university for people interested? I think we discussed that already a little bit. Yes, we do offer two free language courses. One course is 10 weeks, so you have 2 times, I think, about 10 weeks that you can do a language course, and Sophia is actually doing it.
Yes.
So yes. Does the master in strategic management also only start once a year because of the pre-master? No, it starts twice a year. It starts in September and in February, and also the pre-master starts in September and February, so it doesn't matter for the pre-master. If you are assigned a pre-master, it doesn't matter when you want to start. Let me see. I think this is the questions for now. If you guys have any more. There's one more. How many courses are students limited to choose each semester? Well, there's actually like a set curriculum, and it really differs per program how many elective courses that you have. So for finance, for example, you have a few, right? Like depending on which track you want to choose.
Yes.
But there's also some masters that have little choice. For example, the economics master, you can choose, I think, like 5 or 7 courses even. So it really differs per program. And also on the program pages on the website, we list quite detailed what the exact courses are. You can also click on them and see what the course content is, for example. So you can find out a lot more about the structure of the program. How long did you prepare for the GMAT? Did you do GMAT?
Yeah, I prepare for the GMAT, but not for this university because I have
partner.
Yeah, my university was partner, but I prepare around 3 months, but fully. Like I quit my job and I was all the day studying, and yeah, I could see results, but I didn't need that for Tilburg University.
Nice. Okay, thanks. So do I pay the study fees per month or at once? Well, you can actually choose. You either pay it in the beginning, end of August, beginning of September, or you pay it in 6 installments. So then you have the first payment, I think, also in September, but then the tuition fee is divided over 6 months throughout the year. And also, I think for EU students, the Dutch government offers a loan for the tuition fee if you want to loan the tuition fee from the government. How does the dual degree in strategic management work with partner university? Is it then a 2 years program? Do I have to pay study fees at the partner university? How many credit points do I get in this program? How many credit points do I get in the pre-master? It's a lot of questions. The dual degree, so it's actually 1 year you study at Tilburg University, and then the second year you study at a different university. You obtain 2 master's degrees, so indeed it's a 2-year program. Do you also have to pay study fees at partner universities? No, I believe that you pay twice the Tilburg University tuition fee. How many credit points do I get in this program? I think it's the double of 60, so it's 120, I believe. Not entirely sure, but I think it's 120. How many credit points do I get in the pre-master? The pre-masters are always 30 ECTS. So that means that's 5 courses, and 5 courses is normally 6 ECTS. That's a regular amount for a course. The 900 euros for the pre-master, is it for the whole pre-master or per course I need to take? Now it's for the complete pre-master, and the course is about a little bit less than 200 euros. So it's like 5 courses, and in total 900 euros. Doesn't matter if you're from EU or non-EU country. Is there any international exchange program during our study period except for the degree program? Good question. Yes, you can actually still go on exchange in your master's. However, this is always on top of the program. It's probably also not possible at the first semester, maybe at the second semester, or maybe even after, like somewhere in between at the end of your program. So yes, that's definitely possible to still go on exchange. And I think we have about 150 partner institutions in the world. So there's many, many places you can go. Sometimes people ask me, but really, I couldn't mention them all. If I apply, am I not missing one? No. If I apply with GMAT instead of GRE, can I apply for alumni funded scholarship? Yes, definitely, yes. Is it possible to get accepted to the econometrics and mathematical exams with a degree in, I think, psychology or psychology and management? Well, I'm not the admissions board, so I'm not making decisions here, but in general, we do prefer students who have a very quantitative background. For example, applied mathematics, econometrics, and I think maybe for psychology and management, some other programs would suit the background better. And if you doubt about these things, actually, you can always email me with your transcripts, and I can have a look together with the admissions board if your background would suit the program. So that email address would be like the info Tysum email address, or otherwise the question@university.edu. You can always send your questions there as well. Do I need the GMAT or GRE for the Master in Finance? For Finance, we prefer the GMAT test because it's a business type of program. Let me see, that were the questions for now. Anything else you want to share? No?
No.
Not really, right? I'll wait for a little bit and see if people have questions. And otherwise, if you do end up having more questions, you can always email us. Well, I get a question now, but email address for sending the transcript. If you can see the slide on the screen, it also mentioned it over there. It's on the top point. So it's info-tisem@tilburguniversity.edu. And always, you can also email question@tilburguniversity.edu. In both ways, they'll end up at me because I work for the master's programs at the Faculty of Economics and Business. So that will work anyway. It's found. Do you already know on which date the autumn semester or the next pre-master program will start? The date. So the autumn. So it's in September when the program will start. So the classes always start in the week that September 1st is. So if September 1st is on a Sunday, the classes will start on a Monday, so at the end of August. If September 1st is on a Monday, it will start that week. So it'll be the week that September 1st is in. And always the week before that will be the top week. It's the orientation week, which is definitely recommended. And for February, it's the same, I think. It will start in the first week of February, and before that, there'll be also an orientation week. And then always in February, the orientation week is a little bit smaller. because more students do tend to start in September. Well, if you have more questions for now, you can ask them. I can also continue really a bit to the next slide for more contact options. So yeah, email, website, you can find more information, and also you can find us on social media. We also have, as you see, a WeChat for Chinese students, also a Weibo, but I have to see what it was again. But you can also contact us there in Chinese, ask questions. We have Chinese interns who are happy to help you with any questions there. I see we have one more question. If I have to do a pre-master, do I still have an orientation week this year? Yes, it doesn't matter if you're pre-master students, master students, even bachelor students have orientation week, but you'll still be in the same group with the type of students that you have. And you do not have to do an orientation week. Feel free to sign up for it or not. You can always choose to do so, but of course it's a very nice way to get to know people. I have documentation to forward to admissions. Can I use the same email for referees? Yes, for now that's good. And it'll end up for me and I'll directly forward it to my admissions officer, Max. So yeah, if you want to contact me also personally, use the info Tyson email address. I can answer more questions that you have. I think that's it for now. Thank you all for attending. I really hope I could provide you with some extra information. And please get in touch if you have any more questions come up. Okay, thank you all.